Hi, it's Bobbie from Fifth Avenue Cakes, and I thought today we would design these little swans in some water. So let's begin. Alright, so to have water, we need some water, or something that looks like water anyway. So I have a tiny little bit of blue sparkling piping gel in this bag, which I'm going to just pipe along the bottom here and fill in. And with the first cookie, I did a little bit more blue than I had intended, or a little bit more piping gel than I had intended. So I'm going to keep this a little bit off of the base of the cookie. So I'm going to get that in. And this is Squire's Sparkling Piping Gel. And I'm going to take a little bit of soft consistency oil icing. There should have been a little bit more white in there. And then we're going to take a scribing tool and mix it into the gel. You don't need it to be a 10-minute consistency or anything like that, because it will just blend right into the piping gel. And we just want to make a little bit of a different color. So I'm just going to scribe that in. Let's see how that looks. I'm going to see if I can get a little bit more gel out of here. Just want a little bit more at the top. And I realize my hand is in the way. I'm just trying to do the same thing I did before and evenly put down that gel. Now, at this point, I would not suggest I tried using a different brand, and it didn't dry fast enough. So I really would suggest, if you can get your hands on the Squires, we sell it in our store, if you can't find it anywhere else. Normally I would tell you to use a CK brand, but this one dries 10 times faster. Alright, so we've got our different color in there. So we look like a little pond. And now we're going to make our swans. So you want a soft peak consistency with a number 3 tube. And think of the shape of a heart. So we're going to pipe a ball and then bring a thin line. And then I want you to put more pressure in right here when you get to the ball again and come down to the water. And so you're going to make sort of an S shape. And then you're going to come into your S shape and pipe a nice thick teardrop and stop your pressure right about there. And now we need a number 2. You want to start right about at the shoulder and give it pressure, 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 and release as you come out. Pressure, 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 and release. And that one came out a little bit longer than I wanted. And release. So that gives you your wingspan. And I'm just going to turn to make sure that they're all about the same place that I want. And they are. And this is just a form of pressure piping. I'm just going to take a little wet brush and bring down my the top wing, because it was standing up in the air. Okay, and then you want to add a little beak on, and all you need to do that is to make just a normal teardrop and bring a little beak out. And if it stands up too high, just push it down with your brush. And then you're going to want to make a little black eye. And you're going to want a pretty wet consistency. And the eye is going to go right about there. And I'm just going to pipe some out because I think it got a little bit, no, we're good. So the eye's going to go right there, and you just want to give it light pressure. So you have a little teeny eye. You don't want to make that eye too big. Remember, you want it to be in proportion with the head. So let's add in some grass around our little pond, and we're using a number, I labeled this, a number 1.5 nozzle and soft consistency oil icing that I have colored with moss green. I'm just adding little bits of grass. You know how ponds sometimes have little grass patches around them? So we'll add some grass over here. You want to kind of follow the curve of that water. It's coming off of the water almost. I'm just going to turn that a little bit so I can get nice grass. There we go. And then we can add in some flowers and leaves. So let's add in some yellow flowers. And we're just going to make a ball that we're going to turn into a teardrop. And we're going to do that 5 times to make a cute little blossom. With summer coming close to an end. Actually, summer's not really coming close to an end. It's just people are starting to go back to school and getting ready to go back to school. So I thought this would be a cute little late summer cookie to do. I'm going to take the peak down. And we'll put one over on this side. We're going to do the exact same thing. And it doesn't really matter where you put them. These little blossoms, you just want some cute little blossoms in there. I love the way flowers look on these cookies. Put some blue ones in, and then we're going to go and do a couple of leaves. Now I will tell you, your piping gel is still probably tacky, so you're going to want to not accidentally. No, those beads did not turn out, so we'll just get those off. You're going to want to keep your fingers out of them. So be careful when you're piping. If it's easier to turn your cookie, which is something I probably should have done. I'm just going to get that off. Okay. Do that. But the last thing you want to do is get your hand or your finger in that piping gel, because you'll get it on the cookie, and it's one of those things that you can't remove. It'll just stain it. So let's put a little yellow center inside the blue instead of the white, so that we kind of have some matching going on. And we'll put another one over here. I'm just making a little scenery. So let's add in our leaves. Now I'm going to add in a pressure leaf. I think I've shown this to you before. I'm going to show it to you again. You're going to make a ball. You're going to drag that ball out as you release pressure so that you get the look of a leaf. And I'll show you that again. We'll turn the cookie so you can see it. You want to make a ball or a bead, drag that out, and release your pressure so that it divots down. And you're just going to do that around your blossoms. And it went the wrong way. It's almost like I'm making a green blossom. You want your leaf to point downward. So So make your ball. And then ease up on your pressure and drag your tip through it. And it's just knowing the pressure. Let's see, where do I want that leaf? Right there. It's just knowing the pressure of your hand. So you're going to release your pressure as you drag that down. You can add in stems if you want to that way. It's a good exercise for pressure control. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and add in our decorative top. And I've chosen to do like an S and a C scroll. So the first thing that I want to do, because working on this side is a little bit harder, is I'm going to decide where I'm going to start it. So I'm going to start on this side, so I'm just going to make a little mark. I'm going to go over that mark, I'm going to eyeball it and come across. That way, I know where to start. And I'm going to show you a trick that my daughter actually, that my daughter actually pointed out to me. So for this side, we're going to just do our normal rope. We're going to start off here. We're going to do our normal S shape for a rope. And, whoops, I broke off, so let me do that one more time. My hand almost got into that blue piping gel, so I released pressure too soon. Don't do that. Alright, let's do it again. Clean off my hands. So you're just going to do your normal rope. Now for me, because I'm right-handed, this side is 10 times easier. So I'm going to come up with my S shape, and then I'm going to come in with a little bit of a C that I'm not going to rope. To do the other side, I'm actually going to turn the cookie upside down. And then we'll go ahead and put the other C in. And then I'm just going to do a decorative drop star and a little shell. I'm going to try and get it to release the pressure on the little shell. There we go. And that's it. Now the reason that I did this little top in gray is I'm going to petal dust it with some everclear and silver metallic coloring. And I've shown you how to do that. But it's easier if you're going to work with silver so you don't end up with a gray color in the end if you start with gray royal icing. But anyway, here is my summer swans. And I hope you enjoy making these cute little cookies.